Conservative radio talk show host Dennis Prager says the New York Times best-selling list is deliberately keeping his book off the bestseller list because it has conservative themes. The book is titled this, The Rational Bible, Exodus. Did make the Wall Street Journal's bestseller list and is currently one of the best-selling Christian books on Amazon.com. The New York Times contests this with Prager's accusation, saying this, according to their PR team, hypocrisy alert. Dennis Prager wrote a dishonest essay about our bestseller list. He claims, quote, I have long known it isn't a bestseller list, and I don't pay attention to it, though he lists New York Times bestselling author on his Twitter bio and his own site. The Times says that its bestseller list is based on an analysis of book sales, that very few retailers disclose sales of Prager's new book, so they don't have maybe the correct numbers. Dennis Prager upset about this and is not laying down about it. Dennis, what could be done about this?
Well, first, good to be with you, Brian. By the way, I did not get the yellow tie memo as the previous guest did, so I feel bad. I just want to apologize.
You could still have time to change. I know that's a clip-on.
Fair. Good. Well done. I just want to make something clear. It's not a Christian book. I'm a religious Jew. It's a commentary of the first volume of my 5-volume commentary on the first 5 volumes of the Bible. It's for everyone, Christian, Jew, Buddhist, atheist.
Yeah, I know. It's great. You were on Fox and Friends talking about it.
That's right. This is the Rational Bible. That's what it's called. And I want that to be clear because of what was implied. Okay, so here's the very quick story. It is about my book, but it's not about my book. It's about the New York Times bestseller list. It's not a bestseller list. I don't say this with any anger. I say it, though, with certitude. It doesn't tell what the best-selling books are. And they admitted it in the 1980s when they were sued by the author of The Exorcist. And they said it's essentially editorial content rather than just a list of best-selling books. And generally, people have known that religious books and conservative books don't do as well, even when they are selling well. In my particular case with the Rational Bible, it is was number 2 last week on the Wall Street Journal, number 2 in Publishers Weekly, number 1 on Ingram. Ingram is the biggest wholesaler to bookstores in the country, and number 2 on BookScan, which is provides or monitors 75 to 85% of the books sold. So that it doesn't even appear on the New York Times bestseller list is a real puzzle. It's
bizarre. It's bizarre. Right now, there's 2 conservative books that we checked out. Number 11 is Secret Empires of Peter Schweitzer, and you got number 12, Jerome Corsi's book, is a conservative book, Killing the Deep State. So it's on there. When you have those numbers, I know a little bit about the book business, and if you're on Publishers Weekly and you're ranking high on BookScan, you're usually in that list. And I just find it hard to believe that you can't get BookScan and others to give you numbers to go up to New York Times and say, hey, look, tell me who sold more.
We have the numbers. It's not a puzzle at all, and it still doesn't matter. They tell you that they're like Coca-Cola. They have a secret formula, and they don't want the world to know how they derive their numbers. And they don't include Amazon. And my book, Open, is the 2nd best-selling book of all books of all varieties when it opened up on April 2nd. And even then it didn't appear on the New York Times bestseller list. How is that possible? And I'm only using it, I'm not a victim, I'm not whining. I just want people to know what I have known, and many conservatives and many especially religious writers know, it's not a bestseller list. People should understand that, and then we can move on.
Right, but you're not moving on, and you're fighting about it, so you want people to be accurate, because it does bring a sense of prestige to the New York Times bestseller list. You admit that, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. That's why I'm not, they said I'm a hypocrite. First of all, I'm not a hypocrite. I wrote in my piece, I use that term. I am a New York Times bestselling author. Of course I'll use it. It helps sell books. Doesn't make me a hypocrite. On the contrary, it makes me honest.
Dennis is fighting the good fight for all those who publish books and want to get on that list and want to make it a fair list. I know it's a great book, Dennis. I had a chance to read it. Grab it with 2 hands. It is quite heavy because he worked very hard on it, but it's worth the lift. Dennis, thanks so much. I'll see you.